Heyo YouTube, it's Beard Blush and Nell here, and today I wanted to show you how to do this neon marble gel polish design. I did it on both my hands already, so I am going to show it to you on a fake hand, but here is a good look at it on both sides of, or both hands rather, I mean. There's my left hand. I really like the way this look turned out, and just wanted to share it with you all, especially since I haven't posted a video in a really long time. Hopefully we can fix that. But anyways, I'm going to be using just this white gel polish here from Sensational, as well as these neon polishes here that I got off of Amazon, and this little dotting tool that I have. The only gel polish here that I'm not going to be using is the purple one, that 281 there, just, you know, personal preference. First, I'm going to paint a white base coat on all of these, and then you're going to just start putting on either a big drop, depending on how big the nail is, or just little drops, depending on, you know, how much you want of each color and how you want it to look. But I do like to pick one color for each nail that is kind of the main one. For example, here the green is kind of the main one. It is the one with the most amount of color on it, I guess. Now, after you get the all of the drops on there of each color, you're going to want to take the dotting tool and just kind of smear through each colors gently. Don't overdo it, and make sure you wipe it off between each one, or between each, you know, smear. Now, like I said, don't overdo this because it's very easy to make it look muddy or just not good. And in fact, I really am not super happy with the way these turned out compared to the ones that are actually on my nails. Mostly just because it was such a big nail, and it was like the camera was in my way, and it was really hard for me to just do it the way I wanted to do it. So this one especially didn't turn out too great, but you'll see here in a second how I kind of fixed that. Now, as you can see, sometimes I am going in sideways with the dotting tool just to get a better angle at the polish to kind of grab more to pull through the next color. But you could use like a brush or something as well. Now on the sides or anywhere that you have just like white showing through still, I do like to take the dotting tool and just kind of smear one color around. Don't grab any other color. You can kind of see me doing it here, and you can kind of fill in those holes, but just make sure don't grab two colors because you're going to start blending those two colors together. And always, like I said, wipe it off on a paper towel before you come back and touch any other colors, because you don't want these colors to start blending. You want there to be a very distinct line between the two colors, if that makes any sense at all. Now, like I said, I wasn't super happy with the way this one looked, so I am going to do something to fix it. I'm actually going to take a little bit more or extra pink and add it right into the very middle here after I fill in some of this white. And it's not like this looked horrible, it's just not what I was going for, and I don't know, I didn't want it to come out looking muddy, so wanted to add a little bit more to it. And also sometimes you'll find that there's just not enough to cover all the white, so it just helps to add a little bit more. Just right there, you see just a little drop of pink. Putting it in a couple little spots here, and make sure you wipe off any color that you get on the brush so you don't contaminate the color or the gel with a different color. And here you can see I'm just gonna gently kind of take that pink and go into a couple of other little areas here, and then I'm going to go ahead and nuke it here in just a minute. And once again, I'm just going through and filling in some of the white areas, some of the little gaps. And since it's gel, it is self-settling, so it does help. And you didn't see it here, but I did kind of try and let the gel settle a little bit by holding it upright, or sometimes I'll hold the nail upside down for a little bit to settle it before I put it in the lamp. And you can see there how the first one turned out. It was a little, it's not perfect, but it does get a little better with each one I do here. I wanted to do 4 different ones, even though I am really just kind of showing you the technique, just because I wanted you to see the different designs you can do with this. And just you could use any combination of colors you want. You can really get some really cool designs with this technique. And I know a lot of people use other techniques to marble. Specifically, a lot of people will marble on like a dish on the side and then kind of pick it up on a brush and put it on there. Personally, I find that just makes it way too muddy, and it just disturbs the gel too much and blends it together a little bit, and it doesn't look great. And it's hard for me to, you know, cover up all the white that way as well. So this to me is just the easiest way to marble with gel, and I personally don't like marbling any other way with like regular nail polish or like whatever. This is just the only marble technique that I ever use. And I find that it's very beginner friendly too. Alright, so now you've seen me do this technique twice. It's really just going to be the same thing for the last 2 nails. The only other thing I really want to say is that you can see I'm only using a tiny little bit of the blue because it's the darkest color. If you try and add too much of a dark color with all these other light colors, that dark is just going to overtake everything. You can almost see how it happened on the very first one, where the dark just kind of made everything else a little bit muddy. So make sure you don't overdo it with the dark color. But the nice thing about gel is even if you mess up and it just looks horrible, just don't cure it. Just wipe it off and do it again. In fact, I probably would have done that with the very first one here, except, you know, this isn't actually on my hand. This is on a practice hand. So, and you can see too here where the gel is running. Like it will run. So it helps to hold it as flat as possible. And then, like I said earlier, before you put it into the light, it does help to kind of let the gel even out a little bit. Hold your hand vertical or upside down, whatever you need to do to get that gel to kind of run to where it needs to be and not be like all bunched down on one side, because if you put too much gel on there, it's not going to cure all the way down through the gel, and you're going to have uncured gel. So there is kind of like a middle ground between having too much gel and not having enough to cover up the white. So you definitely have to kind of play around with it. Make sure to start out putting too little of gel on there first, and then kind of come back with more gel if you need to, because if you start out with way too much gel, it's just going to run into your cuticles, it's going to make a mess, it's going to be a disaster. So just take your time and always realize you can always add more, because that is the key. And like you can see here, you need to do drops. Do not like smear just a little bit on there and expect it to kind of go and mix in with each other. You need drops of gel. You don't need just like a tiny little bit. You want to be able to smear it with the other colors. And you can definitely see, as you go, you're going to get better at this. Even though I had done 10 of these already on my real hands, just the fact that it was a different angle and just several other things threw me off whenever I first started doing this on this set here. But even then, like after doing a couple of them, you get the hang of it. You're gonna get it down. You're gonna do better with it with each one. So I do highly recommend practicing if you can. If you have like a color wheel or a practice hand, just practice it a couple times first before you do it on your own nail. But of course, like I said, it's gel. You can always just practice on your own nail if you don't have anything else. And worst case scenario, wipe it off and try it again. Just whatever you do, don't glob it on there and then expect it to cure, because that's not going to happen. Alright, so that is the fourth nail here. It is going to be the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and put a top coat on every single one of them, and this really just brings it together. As with anything, a top coat is always just going to make it shine, it's going to protect it, it's going to just make it last a long time. So do not forget the top coat. And plus, it's going to cover up any little like imperfections or holes that you might have missed, or created whenever you were doing this design, because that can happen. And I am here with any top coat. I always hold the nail, or the nails, or any gel top coat, I always hold the nails upside down for a little while before I put it in the lamp. I know I've already said this like twice in this video, but this just helps to create a smoother surface with gel. It kind of uses gravity to your advantage and makes the nail look a lot better, I think. So here it is. This is the final design here. Again, the only one that I didn't really like was the first one. After that, they all came out really good. The possibilities are limitless. You could do this with so many different colors and so many different designs, and it is such a cool look. So, and here's my real nails once again. Well, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it to see more videos like this in the future, and leave me a like if you enjoyed the video as well. I guess that's really about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and everyone have a great life.